Good morning, hockey fans. This is Stephen Heisler with HeisHockey.com, the Victorious Hockey Company, and the absolutely crazy junior hockey discussion group on Facebook. You are watching the Junior Hockey Morning Show. We are on the World Sports Broadcasting Network. That is WSBN.TV, Facebook, YouTube, X, not my ex-wife. Where else, Tommy? That's about it. Today's guest, Eric Ballard, the heartbeat of hockey from the great hockey state of Minnesota. Good morning, Eric. How are you?
Doing great, buddy. Good morning to you.
You know, it's one of those days. A lot of news around hockey. We heard over the weekend that the Merit Centennials are they left the BCHL. And then they turn around within an hour. The KIJHL announces their addition. There's other teams moving around in the KI, the BC Junior A leagues coming into form. We're hearing rumors about the Alberta Junior Hockey dismantling completely. More teams joining the BCHL. Other teams going to the Saskatchewan League. Eric, there's never been a time in history that I can remember when there's so much transition going on in the game.
Yeah, you've been in the game a long time. This is a silly season. March and April are always a silly season for hockey, and it trickles all the way down from the NHL. Guys losing jobs, and college coaches, junior coaches. But this is a very interesting year with the BCHL, the Saskatchewan League, Alberta League. Just a lot of stuff across the border. The NCAA, potential compliance with major junior players. It's just the portal. There's a lot going on this year, and it's hard to keep up.
I was told there were 300 players that entered the NCAA Division I hockey and D3 portal in the last 48 hours when the portal just opened up. That's an amazing number, and it really changes the way colleges recruit and rebuild their teams. Eric?
Yeah, there's no question. I agree with your statement. It does change the way kids or colleges recruit and retain players. I also believe that and I know it's going to be a tough one for some to stomach, but it puts the power of control back in the athlete. Absolutely. And I'm not 100% convinced that's the best option. And there's a number of reasons why I say that is because I just noticed that they had 5 players that just went into the portal from a team that they're a great team. They got a great coaching staff. I'm going to leave the name of the team out of it, but they had a great year. And I truly believe, you read all the snippets and the parts here and there, but you hear these kids get benched for one game or they're a healthy scratch for a game. The next thing you know, they're in the portal. And I'll tell you right now, if I was a college coach in this climate, you could have one bad game, one bad decision as a coach, and these kids are going to end up in the portal. And again, I'm not saying that they're commodities. I'm not saying you should own them, those types of conversations. I'm just saying it does create a ton of chaos for the college game, where at the junior level, you used to be able to, once a player played, he was a veteran player, so on and so forth. It becomes property of the organization. You have to trade. Now with all the USA hockey and non-USA sanctioned programs, kids can go all over the place. So it's in line with what's going on. But boy, I tell you, I feel bad for some of these college coaches.
Absolutely. You know what, though? When a player is responding to the situations by jumping into the portal, here's what it tells coaches at the next level. That kid has a staying problem. He has a hard time with loyalty, and he's not sticking to his commitment. And he jumped in the portal because he was butthurt about something. That's going to make the coaches at the professional level maybe rethink the recruitment of that player or the scouting for that player at the next level. But speaking of non-sanctioned hockey, Black Bear Sports Group announced that the new MGL, the Murray Gunty League, is being formed within all their own buildings. So all the buildings that Gunty and Black Bear own are now going to offer AA, A1, A2, and AAA hockey at 10U, 12U, 14, 15, 16, 18, and then 2 levels at the junior level in their buildings. Eric, this will be non-sanctioned hockey. Black Bear pulled all their stats away from the ranking system, My Hockey Rankings. They continue to make bold moves. They pulled a pile of talent from the office of the North American Hockey League, now working for Black Bear. Eric, how does the game respond to such a major player making a major move?
Well, that's a great question, and I'll tell you right now, there's a tidal wave coming. You make a good point. You know, you lose a couple more than a couple people from the North American Hockey League office, and you know Murray Gunty he's got a stronghold in a lot of areas, and he's controlling the supply chain, if you will, from the rinks all the way down to teams and organizations now. So this is a monster. This situation is going to have huge ripple effects within our country for hockey, being a non-USA sanctioned program. This is Pandora's box has been opened, if you will.
Well, look what he did last year. He built the Youngstown Phantoms into a USHL champion. At the same time, the Maryland Black Bears, his other team, NAHL champions. He took over control of the Pal Islanders. They did very well in the NCDC last year, went to the finals, I believe. This is a monster that he is controlling development within these buildings and really funneling these players to his own programs. And you know, he's going to keep these 2 teams within the NAHL and the USHL, obviously. But what a great built-in developmental platform he's created for himself.
Yeah, when he creates a financial path. You know, let's call it what it is. He's got to keep the doors open somehow in those facilities. So why not have all these facilities with this new league and these new opportunities for these athletes? I met him briefly at the annual midwinter meetings, or maybe it was the summer meetings last year for USA Hockey, last June. But he's taken a big swipe at a lot of different areas, and it's going to be interesting to see because Youngstown and some of the organizations he owns, he's got some momentum right now.
He's been wildly successful so far. Glenn Heffern's a good friend. He speaks very highly of Murray. It's funny, the North American Hockey League owners don't share Glenn's feelings for Murray a lot, probably because of the league losing so much talent to Black Bear. But in the end, you have to appreciate what he's done and what it's meant for the game. And you know what? I heard a story about the Illinois State Association being very mad at him because he decided to do his own program in-house in Illinois and evicted one of the AAA programs there. And, you know, it's kind of funny when a state association tells a rink operator, you can't do that. Good luck with that. Maybe a guy that operates one rink, you might be able to bully a little bit, but not a guy that operates 60 sheets of ice. Eric?
Yeah, well, and again, it's all about building a better mousetrap, right? And he seems to have a formula that's working. And he's kind of a little bit of the hungry hippo thing. He's gobbling up a lot right now. And it's going to be interesting. The landscape changes dramatically every year, no matter what level, league, USA Hockey, Hockey Canada, non-USA Hockey. The landscape changes all the time. And I will be interested to see how this plays out here in the next 6 to 8 months.
Remember Hon Chen? He's the one that restarted the Central Hockey League, and he operated every single team. And that league was singing along and doing very well until what? Until he expanded and added new partners. If Murray Gunty does the same thing at the youth and junior level, I think that his costs are reduced dramatically. He can collectively operate and create parity within his group. It's a very strong move, and it can really change the game.
Well, and I'm not real familiar with the East Coast dynamic very much, right? Like it's like more of a Midwest to a West guy, but having 60 plus sheets of ice, you control a lot of pretty much everything. I mean, if you really think about it, the one thing we need as hockey coaches and associations is a sheet of ice. So if he controls that environment, he controls pretty much everything. And good on him if that's what he wants to do. And obviously he's doing a good job at the higher levels. So I'll be, like I said, I'll be interested to see where this shakes out.
I was hearing someone else discuss his own referee development program. He's doing that in his own buildings already. The guy's a smart cookie. Alex Curious, now part of that organization after years and years with the NAHL. Zakowski, is that his name? The guy that was part of the NAHL with Springfield Junior Blues for a long time. Tony, he went to the NA office. Now he's a Black Bear. You got to appreciate this, and I have to believe that we're going to see a lot of success here.
Yeah, Murray Gunty has done a good job, Black Bear Sports, whoever it is, recruiting some pretty good talent away. I mean, I've known Tony Z for a long time. I've known Cheeks for a long time. Those guys to leave the North American Hockey League office, there must have been something pretty good. And those guys are two pretty good, loyal guys. And listen, make no mistake about it. I coached in the NA for 4 seasons. I like the North American Hockey League, and there's no knock on them, but everybody has a shelf life, and there's always something out there that maybe entices someone just a little more to move on.
Absolutely. Eric, how was your Easter? I heard you made a big meal. Did your wife cook it, or did you make it?
I'm in the middle of it right now, buddy. I broke away for 15 minutes sorry, not meal. We're having leftovers this morning. Sorry. We had we had a standing rib roast, and you threw me off when you asked me if my wife cooked it. No, I cooked it. And been traveling a little bit yesterday, excuse me. And it was great. It was good to have the family around. We had just a real small gathering, but it was good.
We have family in from Colombia, so it was interesting. Sonia singing must have been 6 or 7 masses in the last 4 days. It's been our car can drive to the church by itself now, I think. Just on autopilot because we go back and forth so much. But it's been a blessing for sure. Hope that you guys had a great weekend. Eric, let's wrap this thing up. For all you back home and wherever you are today, hope that you enjoy your morning coffee and have a great day in hockey.